Hello, Cadence. Hello, Jensen. I'm sure your dad has shared with you that we have moved your piano classes for the time being to Monday afternoons at 3:30 to 4:30. And this will make it easier for you to be able to go to your ball games on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Now, we're doing a video lesson this week because you just had a class on Thursday. So you probably haven't had enough time to practice. So probably about Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, you'll want to start looking at this video and start looking at a new song we're going to do called The Singing Mouse. And you can watch this video a couple times if it will help you. But I think you're going to do well with this song. So when I see you next Monday, uh, you will play both of your songs for me, and we'll actually try to video some of that. Okay, well, good luck with the new song and have a good week. Let's begin by taking your copy of The Singing Mouse along with a pencil, and let's go through and mark the counts. It's very important that we count our time as we play. Now you will notice at the very beginning of this piece of music, and I'm going to take my highlighter and I'm going to highlight this 3/4 to remind myself that I have 3 counts in each measure. Now I'm going to use my pen and I'm going to go through and I want you to mark your counts with me as I go through this. All right? So, beginning with, move this down just a little bit. All right, so this is pretty easy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you'll remember right here, I'm going to take my highlighter and I'm going to highlight across here like this. Do you remember what this is called? It is a tie. So what we're going to do is we're going to count 3 beats here. And then we're going to count 2 beats here because this note does not have a dot after it. So we're going to play this first note and we're going to hold it for a total of 5 counts. Then we go to count number 3 right here. So remember, we play the first note of the tie, but we do not play the second one. We just keep holding the first one. Then we continue on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And once again, here we go. And I'm just highlighting this so that I will remember when I'm playing what I'm dealing with there. So once again, we have another tie. This first note is going to be worth 3 counts, okay? And then the last note is worth 2. And another way to look at this is you're going to hold that first note right here, this G with your thumb, for a total of 5 counts. Then we continue marking, third count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then as we move on down here, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This all looks pretty easy. All right. So that's an easy line to mark the counts on. You make sure yours looks just like mine. And then as I move on down to the next part, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. Once again, I'm going to highlight that to remind myself that I've got to tie those two notes. So I'll give 3 counts on the first note, but look at this one. It's a little different. You'll notice it has a dot after it. So we have to hold this for a total of 6 counts. Okay? So 1 count extra. Then on the last line, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if you'll notice, once again, on the ending, we have a tie. And it is a 6 count tie that the right hand will be doing. Now, you want to make sure your counts just like mine. What I'm going to do is I'm going back to the beginning. I'm going to turn my iPad a little bit so I can see the entire song. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to count and play just the right hand and count the beats. So here I go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that kind of gives you an idea of how the counts will move in this song. Before we move on from our counting, we need to take a quick look at the left hand. If you will notice all throughout this song, the left hand is going to be a dotted half note. What I want to do, I'm going to go in here and we're not going to mark the counts on every one of those, but here's what especially I want to remember. Every one of these notes are going to be held for 3 counts. I'm just going to mark my first line so we'll make sure we understand what's happening throughout the entire song. So when we play these 2 notes together, this B on the right hand and the D on the left hand, I will continue to hold that bottom note until I finish count number 3. And I will do that all the way. If you'll notice, the same thing happens all the way across the first line. And you will continue to do that as you play through the entire song. What about when you get to a tie? Let's go back and talk about the tie again. Right here on this tie, we know that the right hand is not going to play. In fact, it continues to hold this first note. And we will play these 2 notes together. When I get here, I'm going to play this note on my left hand, this finger 5, my little finger G, while I continue to hold this part up here. Listen to what that's going to sound like. So I'm playing the first two notes together. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay? So remember, the right hand holds, but the left hand will continue to play. Okay, let's very quickly talk about the dynamics. When we use the word dynamics, we are talking about how loud and how soft we play. Well, I'm going to take my highlighter and I may even use a different color here. And I'm going to go here to uh, the very beginning of the song, and you're going to see the letters M, P. Now, we've studied this before, and MP means to play half soft. So in the back of your mind, as you're playing this is going to be just a little bit lighter touch than what we would call normal playing. So you will just gently play this piece, okay? It's kind of like when we're playing the piano for someone to sing. We don't want the piano to be louder than the person that is singing. Well, this song is called The Singing Mouse. So if you're thinking in the back of your mind, okay, I've got a mouse sitting up here on the top of the piano singing while I play, I don't want to play too loud, okay? So just a gentle touch as you go through this song. Now, let's look down at the bottom of the song. We also have, and I'm going to highlight I want to highlight this in yellow also. Now we know if MP means half soft, just one P means for us to play soft. So we're going to actually get softer as we get to the end of the song. You will also notice, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight this while I'm here. You will see that I'm going to do this actually I'm going to do a different color on this because it's something different than dynamics. You see the RIT. I don't have to tell you what that means. But as we get to the end of the song, we're going to start slowing down as we get to this part. But there's some more things that we need to talk about on this last line or the ending of the song. So let's change now from dynamics and let's take a closer look at what is happening on the ending. Let's talk about the ending of this song because there are a couple things on here that make this last line very different. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my highlighter, if you will notice, and I'm going to highlight across this dotted line. Now, we have had this before, and I'm going to circle that 8, and what that tells me is that when I get to the last line, let's take a quick look here. I am playing in G position. And when I get to the very last line, I'm going to play, and let me just play what this would sound like, this right hand part in regular G position. But But the difference is they want me to go up 8 notes higher when I get to the ending. Now, also, if you will look on the music, and I'm going to just circle this. Do you see this treble clef symbol? We normally see that on the right hand side, don't we? What we've done is they have gotten rid of the bass symbol and replaced it over here with the treble clef symbol. Now, what this is telling me is my right hand that has been playing right here in G position this whole time will now go up to where the right hand used to be. So my left hand will also go up 8 notes higher, and I will have a D, a C, and then a D and a B together. Now, I realize, especially this D and B thing right here that I'm talking about, that's kind of new for you. So you're going to want to let those finger numbers kind of guide you. Now, you will notice then that what they do to us is on the ending, the very last thing we see, they have us to go back down to my G position, my normal left hand G position, and play a G. Now, to even make this easier to understand, here's normal G position. To play this last line, I'm going to move both hands up to the next G positions. Now, if you'll notice, I have a tie on the ending. My right hand is still holding that G, but I had to move my left hand down back to play a normal G. Now, I'm going to go through here and I'm going to play the entire last 2 lines so you can see how this moves. I'm starting out in normal G position. So what they have shown us here is that there are 2 ways for you to move the hands on the piano. You can actually change the clef symbol, or you can draw the dotted line and put the little 8 there, and it will also let us change our hand position. But right now, if you can get the idea that all I have to do is to move my hand position up 8 notes higher on both hands, then I'm playing still in G position. It's just a higher position. But also that I have to come back on the ending to play that last note.